Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Tyler Martinovich, Film Commissioner of Hillsborough County. Joining me today is Kevin Scott, General Manager of the Epicurean Hotel. He's also with the Main Sale Property Group. Hey, Kevin, how's it going, bud?
I'm great, Tyler. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining me this morning.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
We were talking offline, and I think one of the litmus tests for a person's comfortability in coming back to a market is their trust in the accommodations that they might be having to stay in. Certainly true with most film productions. They're going to have a hotel need of one form or another. And certainly Epicurean is the golden standard in our community for a production-friendly hotel. And when I say production-friendly hotel, I think it's really just meaning that the hotel understands their business and how a film production can have some unusual needs. So first, let's talk about some amenities that the Epicurean offers that makes it such a production-friendly hotel.
Well, first and foremost, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. With regards of making it our hotel or facility production-friendly, centrally located, easy access in and out. We're lucky to have a very, very large garage behind our hotel that works and pairs along the iconic Burns Steakhouse restaurant located right across the street from us. That allows larger vehicles, set production equipment to be brought in, stored. And so we've always been very open to say, okay, listen, it's a long game in regards of looking at it from a marketing and partnership perspective. We're not thinking about today as the end all be all. It's about how this month, this year, and really setting ourselves up for success as Tampa Bay grows. More people come in and more marketing and dollars are spent. We want to be on the front end of that, and having a great partnership with Film Tampa Bay is key to that.
Yeah. It's not just the physical structure, but it's also the staffing that you have at the Epicurean. I think that makes it a unique experience for film productions. The film community is very strange. We work long hours, peculiar hours sometimes. There was a feature film that shot here not too long ago that was put up at the Epicurean. They were working overnights, so their entire crew is getting back to the hotel every day at 4:35 a.m. That's not a typical time to be checking in or getting back or wanting some sort of cocktail or a food item. But in that particular case, you were able to figure out a way to make that request happen. Talk a little bit about your staff and the extra mile they go to ensure people have a great experience.
Well, thank you for highlighting the team. I often, in the day-to-day operation, you tend to forget that we're also creatures of the night, if you will. I mean, our hotel is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So really for us, it's about getting to know our guests, getting to know their needs, getting to know their time clock. And as a smaller, intimate property, many times the word in the industry is boutique or lifestyle, but we all have a little over 100 rooms. So for us, handling that small crew or group basically puts you front and center as the main people that are staying in the hotel. And for us, that information is shared across the different shifts, the AM shift, the afternoon shift, and ultimately the overnight. But over the course of the 6 years that we've been here in Tampa, we've constantly worked to grow our team and make what our dream team, if you will. It's more than just the Fab Five or the Olympic stars. These men and women they really take pride in getting to know the guest on a personal level, finding out what their favorite wine is, whether it be red, white, or rosé, or even going a little further and finding out the specific grape or varietal. So they get gratitude and ultimately self-fulfillment in regards of making sure that they're taking care of people. And as someone who leads the team, if our guests are if my team is happy, then I ultimately know that the guests will be happy. An early mentor of mine who worked in the cruise line industry always used to say, happy ship, happy guest. And it's very true. If you are coming to work and you're not happy and you're not putting in the 100%, our guests are going to feel it. They're going to see that anxiety or that angst or that sadness on your face. It's really an industry of face to face, and so we're having to pivot quite a bit, taking more phone calls, having more chats via our different business intelligence systems and software. So how do you make that connection when you're not actually looking at the person, or even more so when you have to look at the person through one of these?
Yeah.
So we're learning, and as recent graduates, there's definitely going to be some learning in your futures as well.
So when a production comes to a hotel, what are some questions they should be asking up front that are typically not asked, or amenities that you offer that people don't actively take advantage of?
Tyler, are we talking pre-COVID or post-COVID?
No, let's deal with the reality right now. So we are in a COVID moment. So what kind of things are you doing?
So some of the questions that we've been asked and that I encourage people who are traveling to ask is what safety precautions and steps have the teams on property in the hotel taken to put me, the traveler, in a safe place. And so some of the things that we've done, and a lot of these align with Marriott or larger brands. So that's also one thing that I would, as someone who has both independent and brand experience in my past, brands are doing it better right now because they've got the wherewithal and the corporate support to procure these large orders of very different new technologies. So one of the things specifically is an electrostatic sprayer. So it's this sprayer, and you may have seen it on TV and some of the news channels, but it sprays this chemical, not harmful, but sprays this chemical down on all flat surfaces, horizontal, everywhere you could possibly think of. And within 15, 20 minutes, it has disinfected the entire space. So for us, that's something that we've never entertained before. We've always relied on, the diligence and the cleanliness standards in the past, whereas our housekeepers. So now we're bringing in new technology. But are the employees and associates wearing masks? Are there hand sanitizer stations? Do you see housekeepers or people in cleaning, uniforms actually cleaning? Are they using chemicals in the right way? Are they just spraying something and then completely disregarding? I think there's going to be a lot of attention on the attention to detail, whereas in the past it was just a job. One of the things that we've realized pretty quickly is the amount of time that our housekeepers spend in the room has nearly doubled. So previous to COVID, we were spending about 28 minutes on average per guest room. That now is 48 minutes. And then on top of the 48 minutes, we've also stripped away most of the amenities that are in the room. So coffee makers aren't in the room, ironing boards aren't in the room, irons aren't in the room, hair dryers aren't in the room. All the collateral, magazines, books, anything that you could read, all of that has been taken out. Because if it was, then that housekeeper is literally disinfecting each and every page. So it's not sustainable. And so far, our guests have been open to it. They've been receptive to the new policies, new procedures, and the new way the room looks. So for us, it's really been a lot of time over the last 3 months of educating the guest, making sure that they're aware of the different changes that we've had to make. And it's not only for their benefit, but it's also for our benefit and our associates' benefit. The safety and security of our team to be able to come to work day in and day out is paramount. If they're not here, well, then there's no service. There's no hotel. There's no housekeeping. There's no one thing that if one thing that I would ask is the hotel providing daily housekeeping service? Because if they are, they're probably doing it wrong. It's no longer something that a housekeeper can go in, quick tidy up the room. He or she has no idea the physical state of that guest. So we've adopted the policy where if you are staying with us for an extended period of time, then you need to schedule housekeeping. You need to be out of the room. The guest needs to be out of the room for at least 4 hours Then the housekeeper can go in, do his or her duties, and then they can leave.
Yeah.
One of the other things that we've done that we've seen a lot of hotels adopt after we started it was we basically put a sticker on the inside of the door. As soon as the supervisor does her or his job in inspecting the room, making sure that it's safe, making sure that it's clean, making sure that we've hit all of our standards and that the room looks presentable, they leave a sticker that has a perforated edge to it. Whereas, so when the guest arrives, they see that they're the last person, or they're the first person that has gone into that room since we've done our job. So they know that that room is clean.
Yeah.
And so that provides us with a lot of confidence that we could then sell the product in a more efficient and comfortable manner. But it also provides our guests with the confidence that we've done our job.
Yeah.
Restaurants are a completely different animal, if you will. Making sure that we've got contactless menus. So we've adopted a program where we have a QR code that you can scan with your phone. That pulls up a web browser. And it's not, for us, we've decided not to go with just a PDF of the menu. We actually have a full-on built website that you can bounce back and forth between the different offerings, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. A lot of hotels haven't opened up breakfast or lunch yet because the demand's not there, because the occupancy is not there. And then even more so, trying to get staff and team members and associates back to work has been a real challenge.
Yeah. I really appreciate you going so detailed in that. It's one thing for people to read about the new changes in a hotel or what people are doing to keep things safe. It's another thing to think about it from the actual employee's perspective and what time and effort they're having to put in, not to just ensure the guests are safe, but themselves are safe, their families are safe. You know, they're working a job, they have to go back home to their families. So I'm assuming they're taking the same precautions they would with their own family members, because in a way they are affecting their own family members if they don't do it right.
Specifically our housekeepers, right? Because they're in these rooms 8 hours a day. And so all of them have adopted a policy where, you know, they go home in their mud room or, you know, their first room, laundry room, if you will. You know, our executive housekeeper, she's been doing this since the peak, and where, you know, she'll take her uniform off, drop it there, close the door, go take a shower, and it's a daily process. And I can successfully say that she has not contacted the virus, and is in great health.
Yeah.
So it's about being smart. You know, and one thing that the other one that I will add is, if you are in a bar setting or a restaurant setting and you see servers and bartenders, are they wearing gloves? Well, are they wearing the mask? And are they wearing the mask the correct way? Are they using gloves? But if they are using gloves, are they using gloves once and then disposing of them? Or do you see them using the same gloves the entire time? Because if you see them using the same gloves the entire time, they've not changed their gloves once, they're actually building up and hoarding more bacteria, virus, and organisms by using those gloves incorrectly. Are they washing their hands? You know, how many bartenders pre-COVID have we been to a bar where you never see the guy or girl behind the bar wash their hands? Well, now you should be washing your hands every 20 minutes. And that's CDC guidelines, local health guidelines, and for us, it's now become a Marriott standard.
Yeah. So, final question here, Kevin. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time with us this morning.
Absolutely.
Epicurean is positioned uniquely in its actual location. People who are traveling a lot, sometimes you can feel cooped up. Even if you're staying in a big city, right now you might not want to walk along a crowded street or in an area that's heavily trafficked. But where you guys are located in Hyde Park, you are just minutes away from beautiful outdoor scenery, some great parks like Fred Ball, which is right around the corner. You got Bayshore. Talk a little bit about the community that surrounds you and how people, guests in particular, can leave the hotel and feel comfortable in open spaces with beautiful views.
Great question, Tyler. And it's funny that you say that. Even pre-COVID, I thought, you know, from the real estate saying, beachfront property. Well, I always joke that with the team that I've got beach on this side, beach on this side, beach on this side, and beach on this side. So, our neighborhood location, located in old Hyde Park, kind of backed up to Palmacia, we've got these historic bungalows surrounding our property. So just out our door, 3 blocks down, a short walk, bike, or now scooter ride, since Tampa's brought those back. The opportunities to get out but not feel like you're in an urban, dense environment, they're plentiful. We've got our pool out back behind us is an urban escape, if you will. We've done a great job at making sure that our guests know the local area. They know the food and beverage offerings that are nearby. If you wanted to walk out and get some sun, Bayshore Boulevard, you can't beat it. I mean, it's picturesque. But at the same time, if you want to go out and get fresh air, there's countless streets that are lined with these gorgeous old live oaks that at the same time provide you shade, but also are quiet. So you can get out, have a run, enjoy a nice stroll with either by yourself or with the group that you trust to travel with.
Yeah. Thank you again for joining us. I always appreciate Epicurean's partnership and certainly your involvement with the Film Commission. Where can people learn more about the Epicurean Hotel? Where should they go to book a room?
So epicureanhotel.com, Marriott.com, or you can email me at kscott, K-S-C-O-T-T, at epicureanhotel.com. Thanks,
Kevin, really appreciate your time, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.